Hi, my name is Tomomi Gariano, a certified Zentangle teacher. In this video, I'm going to show day 10 to 12 of GratitangleZ Challenge 2024. And this is day 10. The tangle name is Calibree. And this tangle starts with dot grid, which means you create some kind of grid with dots, and you can start with, according to step out, you start with just a little dot and you make these dots bigger, but I just made a bigger dots to start with, and then you're gonna connect these dots with two lines, C curved line and reverse C curved line, creating this sort of rice grain shape. And once you go one direction, well, I guess I'm going to all the way to the edge, so I'm using my imagination, kind of like having an imaginary dot somewhere outside of the paper, and then I go horizontal as well. And you may want to turn your paper so that you can continue to work on vertically like you started. Maybe you started horizontally first and you continue to do everything horizontally, so that you can have more consistency in your lines. So this, you may, if you know a Zentangle tangle bells, this is very much like bells. So basically it's a bells without grid at this point. Because bells starts with grid, this tangle starts with dot grid. So it's essentially the same idea. And then you are going to aura this shape or meta shape that's created by this flower-like shape. So you have this rounded square, and you're going to connect corner to dots, like this. So I miss a little this corner a little bit, so I'm gonna put some weight. I decided to put some weight. So this is the basic idea. So I think it may look pretty much similar. It's not exactly the same, but if you do tethered aura, instead of auraing this rounded square, but if you just use a tethered aura to from the dots to dots, I think you get the similar effect, but the shape of the line maybe is slightly different depending on how you draw. So I decided to follow the step out and do the aura first, and then connect the corner to dots. So this is very meditative tangle. Once you know what you're doing, all you're doing is repeating. All I'm doing is repeating the same stroke, same shape. I really like tangle like this. That helps me to focus, and I don't have to think too much. So since this is a GratitangleZ challenge, I want to take time to thank you for watching my videos and tangling with me or tangling the same tangle. I appreciate your creativity. I appreciate your presence in this community. what I like about Zentangle community is we're so connected, and I think especially after COVID, we are we're connected ever than before, more than before, because a lot of people are doing things online, posting more materials and lessons online. And I don't intend my YouTube video to be a real lesson, because I do have students and I do have lessons. That's very different from what I do on YouTube. YouTube, I'm just showing what I do, and but we're learning from each other, and this is a very generous community. People are freely sharing their art, their tips and tricks and tangles, and so I'm grateful for each one of them who are generously sharing what they know with us. So if you are creating something beautiful, please do share. Maybe if not online, at least with somebody you know, somebody you love, somebody who's willing to listen to you. And right now I'm adding just a little bit of shading here and there. And one tip I always, there's several tips I give my students when we do shading, is always, well, maybe not always, but for most part, hold your tortillons and hold your pencils at a very low angle. You have better control, and also you will have you will protect the tip of tortillon, tip of pencil better if you hold them at a low angle. And add some highlights. If you are using white paper, the highlight may not be as effective, but you can also bring or create the appearance of highlight by shading. So where you don't shade become highlighted. So that's the logic behind how you shade and highlight when you are using white paper. But when you have mid-tone paper like I'm using, well, it is a white paper, but I added some mid-tone watercolor. This is actually sumi watercolor, so it has a gray undertone. So the white highlight works really beautifully. So that's one advantage of using a mid-tone paper or mid-tone background. And I'm emphasizing my shading with some pencil work, adding some subtle lines, faint lines by flicking my pen. This is a technique I used a previous day for inner flags. I think it was a lunar flags as well. You can kind of see on the bottom left corner of my screen, that's previous day's tangle. So I hope you are enjoying GratitangleZ. I'm just following the list of tangles that's published by Lisa Anderson CZT. I met her back when I was living in Seattle. Maybe when was that? Maybe I met her maybe like 5-6 years ago. I became CZT 2017, and probably met Lisa 2017 or 2018. So that was when I was in Seattle. And right now I'm in Tokyo, Japan, since 2021. So I haven't seen her in person, but paths crossed a few times online during the COVID as well. and she's such a wonderful, very generous person, and I'm grateful to have met her and to participate in this challenge. And also in several days, I think it's in day 16 or 17, I think. I had to look back the list, but my own tangle tick is going to be the tangle that I'm gonna cover. She selected one of my tangle to go on this list. So thank you, Lisa, for choosing my tangle. And I hope you enjoy my tangle as well. And I'm adding a little bit of a shading to create the clear edge to this area that I'm tangling. And I think the hardest part of shading is to know when to stop. I can keep going, but my intention for this kind of daily challenge is to keep it under at most 15 minutes, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes as a bite-sized project, so that I don't lose motivation. You know, I work and I take care of my family and I have other responsibility, and I love Zentangle, and this is my time of relaxation, time of just having fun, but I don't want things to be daily Zentangle challenge project to be overwhelming. So I try to keep it bite-sized. So thank you for tangling with me, and this is the day 11. The tangle is Yolo. You know, you only live once, so let's have fun together. So this one starts with wavy line. Okay, you want to start with a somewhat long wavy line, and you're gonna add swirly line like this, taking off from the wavy line, and where you add or where this swirl comes out is, you know how you see a bump, and at the base or at the bottom of the bump, that's where you want to gently take off another line. So if you go on the opposite side, the bump goes to the opposite direction, so the base or the bottom of the bump, you gently add a line and swirl around like this. And then you're gonna squeeze leaf-like shape, and I think I'm gonna add a little line in the middle. So this leaf shape, you can make it as big and as little as you want, and you can add as many as you want. And I try not to focus on one spot too much, but instead I move on to the next one, because I can always come back and add more leaves and more shapes later, depending on how the rest of the part goes. Because sometimes what happen, this happens while I'm tangling, is when I focus too much on one location or one element, I may end up overdoing it or putting too many or too much something. So I try to tangle light at the beginning and then come back and add a little more and add a little more. So this way I can balance the entire tangle or entire work. So that's how I tend to approach my tangle. And then here I have a little extra space, so maybe I'll add some of these leaves falling off from the stem, just dancing on the wind, blown off by wind. And perhaps add a few more little swirly, kind of like a vine. So once I'm happy with the whole thing, well, I guess I wasn't quite happy. I came back with pen. That's right. I decided to put some line weight on kind of the base of where all these leaves are coming together, and add a little bit of accent at the center or the end of these vines, because I felt like this was a little too light, so I wanted to have a little more weight. And I can always come back with pen after I do shading and highlighting, as you have seen my previous days videos. So you can always come back with black ink at the very end. But sometimes I know that I want to add more black ink before moving on to shading. So this one is pretty easy, pretty simple, and it goes pretty quick, and it takes up large area pretty quickly. And I think you can also use this as a beautiful border tangle as well. And then you can make this intertwined with other tangles. I think there are a lot of possibilities with this one, with any other tangle, but I think this one is a good one, I think, to use on like creating gosh, I can't. Sorry, sometimes the English word doesn't come to my mind quickly. Greeting card. That's what I was trying to say. Don't you think this will make a lovely greeting card design if you use it as a part of border or just embellishment? So this is adorable tangle. Adding some highlights to the swirl too. And after adding some highlight, if your line got covered with white dust, you can always come back with black pen. But when you do, just be mindful that your pen may pick up some white dust, and you don't want to leave this dust too long on a pen tip, so make sure you clean your pen tip after you're done with each tangle, or after you go over lines, after you add white. Hope that makes sense. And this next tangle, jacks, start just like poke root and poke leaf, which most people know. And instead of putting a leaf shape or round berry-like shape, you start with 3 lines, and you connect these lines with a little bump. And you can also add these shapes to make this triangular shape going behind the one in front. But I don't know, to me this looks like a happy little guy, and I love it. It's so adorable. I am tempted to draw a face in this tangle, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. But it looks like a happy little guy dancing or running or jumping or something. It's really cute. Sorry, my hand covering a little bit. And I don't know, maybe I want to add one more little one here. Little baby jacks. Cute little baby jacks here. And I think this one will be really cute to mix with pork root, pork leaf. I'm tempted to do that too, but I am going to stay as monotangle, so I'll refrain myself from adding another tangle. But I had some space left at the top area, and I could leave as it is, but what I decided to do is I will add this shape without stem. So I have some rogue jacks here, kind of a jack's seed. I have a jacks and baby jacks and jack's seeds, and I don't know, they're just so cute. I love it. And trust me, it's really fun to draw. Do they look like cute little guys jumping up and down? Or is it just me? Oh, they're so cute. And I decided to add some line weight here where the stem is going in. I'm gonna go back in with shading. Yep. But by having just a little bit more black ink emphasizes this shading. Oh, I missed giving him right arm, so it's a little shorter than left arm, but still good. This guy too, I decided to make it give them arms and make it look like a layered version. So I think the basic jacks is just 3 points shape, just a triangular shape, and the variation is the one that the 3 stems or 3 prongs are sticking from behind. And like, because it has stem, you can have 3 prongs coming out, like these ones that's without stem, but the one with the stem, I think it works well with just 2 prongs coming out. And then I'm gonna add some highlight to make these guys look little dimensional and little shiny, little poofed up. Aren't they cute? They're just so cute. I love them. I feel like they should go in in a children's books or something. And I decided to add a little bit of highlight to these rounded tips as well. These guys are having so much fun. They look so happy together. Now we're gonna emphasize this highlight by going over with my gel pen. You know, sometimes I add the gel pen over where it's shaded to make the gel pen stand out, the brightest white spot stand out when I add on a shaded part. But by adding on a highlighted part, I can accentuate the highlight too. So there's different ways of using white pen. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.